Hey, come to the house right now. I have something important to talk about.
What? Calling me out of nowhere? I got plans today.
Plans? Who cares about your plans? I said come here right now.
No way. At least tell me why, or I'm not coming.
Is that any way to talk to your mother? I've been thinking about something for your sake, and instead of being grateful, you're complaining?
On my wedding day, my mom, who adored my younger sister, forced me to give up my groom.
You're at the age to get married, so it's time you did something to make your parents happy.
This is giving me nothing but bad vibes.
Our fridge is about to break. Go buy a new one and bring it over right now.
What? Are you serious? Why should I have to do that?
Your mother is in trouble. It's your duty as a child to help. Don't you feel any gratitude for raising you?
Hold on. I live on my own, you know. Plus, I don't have that kind of money.
What are you talking about? If you're getting married, your husband's money can cover it, right?
What? Why should my fiancé's money be used to buy you a fridge?
We're family, so it makes total sense. Or are you planning to abandon us after you get married?
That's not what this is about. Just buy the fridge yourself.
Hold on. Is that how you talk to your mother? It's a child's duty to support their parents, and you're saying something so heartless?
Why do you think it's a given that I should always back you up?
Listen, once you're married, you'll need more money anyway, so you should show some gratitude to your parents while you still can.
I mean, getting married doesn't magically make money appear. Besides, this is my life.
Jesus, you're unbelievable. You're completely useless, aren't you?
Wow, what's with that attitude?
Whatever. I'll just ask Ivy. Unlike you, she's kind and actually takes care of me.
Yeah, I doubt Ivy will buy it either.
There's something I just have to say to you.
Huh? What's going on? What's up?
I can't stand the fact that my own daughter is ugly.
How dare you?
You getting married? Are you kidding me? It throws off the balance of the universe. Getting married before Ivy? You should be ashamed of yourself. The thought of you being the center of attention makes my skin crawl. Or what? Planning to shack up with someone just as ugly so you can comfort each other? Well, maybe that's a good match. But you know, Ivy could snag a much better guy. She'll be way happier than you ever could be.
It's not even decided that I'm getting married yet. Don't go making assumptions.
What? It's not decided? Figures. Gosh, you're hilarious. I mean, the idea that someone like you could get married before someone as gorgeous as Ivy? It's just impossible. So I thought maybe it was some kind of mistake or a joke.
What are you even talking about? Why are you jumping to conclusions?
Well, Ivy saw you walking into a jewelry store with some guy, and guess what? They were having a bridal fair at the time. So Ivy thought, could my sister be getting married? Such a silly misunderstanding. But yeah, of course, that's not happening. There's no way someone like you could actually get married.
You do realize I'm your biological daughter, right?
Sure, you're my kid, but you know what? I've never thought you were cute, not even once, because you look just like the guy I divorced. Just seeing you pisses me off, and you even resemble that hateful mother-in-law of mine. Looking at you reminds me of them, and I can't stand it.
Well, it's not like I chose to be born looking like this.
But seriously, looking like her? Ugh, that's the worst, right? That woman was always criticizing me about something. It drove me crazy. Every time I see your face, all that stress comes rushing back. So honestly, I don't feel any gratitude toward you at all.
Hearing all this, I don't even know whether to laugh or cry anymore.
Well, your grandparents sure adored you. Of course they did. You're the spitting image of them. Following my divorce, I stuck with you to maintain appearances. But honestly, I should have just left you with them.
Again, I'm still your biological daughter, you know.
Yeah, you've always been a burden. I would have been perfectly happy with just Ivy.
How can you say something awful like that?
What's awful is your face. Compared to you, Ivy's gorgeous, big, bright eyes just like mine, and she's so outgoing. When you were kids, people would ask me all the time if you two were really sisters. Even your father doubted you were his kid, so that tells you just how much of a failure you are. He kept saying, "Are you sure she's even mine?" over and over. Well, I don't know if he was just an idiot or if he sensed something, but in the end, we got stuck with you.
You're the one who gave him reasons to doubt.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? I've lived my life with nothing to hide.
Yeah, the only person who thinks your affair wasn't obvious is you.
Oh, really? And so what? What's the point of bringing up ancient history now?
Nothing really. Just stating facts.
Oh my God, you're so annoying. Always digging up the past. Who even cares about that stuff anymore? Besides, do you even have any proof I had an affair?
No hard evidence, but everyone around us knew.
If you don't have proof, then stop making stuff up. What's so fun about someone gloomy like you digging up other people's past? No wonder nobody likes you with that miserable attitude.
Yeah, that's how you deal with things. Just pretend they never happened when it's inconvenient for you.
What's with that attitude? Who do you think you are talking to your mother like that? Honestly, if you'd been a little more obedient and sweet, I might have actually cared about you. But you look and act just like him. I can't find a single reason to love you.
That's not my fault.
Oh no, it is your fault. If no one loves you, it's because of you. Maybe if you tried being more charming or thoughtful, things would have been different. But I guess that's asking too much from you. Hey Riley, are you hiding something from me? Because I know everything. You might be able to fool Mom, but you can't fool me. It's pointless to even try.
What are you talking about?
I told Mom I saw you going into the jewelry store, but actually I went in there too. So yeah, I totally overheard what you and your boyfriend were talking about.
Oh, really?
To be real, your boyfriend definitely has that somewhat attractive aura happening, but you can tell right away he's loaded. His suit looked super expensive, high-end fabric, tailor fit, definitely designer. And his watch, isn't that a limited edition Rolex?
Is it? I don't really know much about that stuff.
Are you serious? Wow, you really are clueless, huh? A guy's worth isn't just about his face. You can tell by what he's wearing, too. But I guess you've never been popular enough to know that, huh? Honestly, I kind of feel bad for your boyfriend. He's way out of your league. A rich guy like that with someone as plain and boring as you?
I don't need you to tell me that.
So when's the wedding? No point hiding it. I'll find out soon enough, so just spill already.
Next spring.
Huh, that's farther off than I thought. If he's okay marrying you, he must be really weird, huh? I mean, any normal guy would be embarrassed to be seen with someone as plain and dull as you.
Excuse me?
Is your boyfriend the type who's never really dated anyone before? Maybe that's why he fell for someone like you. I mean, there are way better girls out there, but he picked you. He must have zero perspective.
This has nothing to do with you, Ivy.
Oh, come on, of course it does. I mean, he might be my future brother-in-law, so I've got to make sure he's the real deal. But seriously, when you get married, how's he going to introduce you to his folks? Here's my wife, kind of plain and boring, but hey, at least she's harmless. Something like that?
Say whatever you want.
Well. But are you sure you're the right one for him? Honestly, I feel like I'd be a better match. I wonder what Mom would say about that. Think she'd crank up the hate even more. She really can't stand you after all.
If you've got something to say, just say it. Like you said, the truth will come out eventually.
Okay then, guess I'll just go ahead and tell her. But hey, next spring is pretty far off, isn't it? Why wait? If you're both serious about getting married, why not just do it sooner?
The wedding venues were all booked.
Wait, you're actually having a ceremony? Wow, I'm surprised you even have friends who'd show up. Good for you.
Thanks for your concern.
So, where's the wedding going to be?
Does it really matter?
Oh, come on. What, were you planning not to invite family? Like that's even possible. Your fiancé's parents wouldn't be too thrilled if none of the bride's family showed up, right? Or were you thinking of hiring a rent-a-family or something?
I was planning to invite you, actually. But you'll just find something to complain about and not show up anyway, right? I know how it is.
Wow, how rude. Of course I'll be there. It's your big day after all. I'll even convince Mom to come, no problem. Besides, deep down, you do want us there, don't you? Otherwise, it'll be pretty lonely, huh?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Then tell me the details. At least for the wedding, we'll play the part of one big happy family.
It's at the Ritz.
What? That's like a super popular hotel. And it's high-end. I heard it's crazy expensive. So your fiancé's got to be a total hotshot, huh? No way a regular office guy could afford that. I figured he made good money, judging by what he wore, but this is more than I expected.
He's pretty down to earth, though. We usually just hit up casual spots for dates.
Oh, really? Well, make sure you introduce him properly before the wedding, okay? Soon enough, he'll be a member of our family.
Got it.
Hey, what's the deal with this? I can't believe it. I mean, seriously. I was smitten at first sight.
Huh?
He's way too good for you. It's honestly like some kind of a miracle. But really, what did he even see in you that made him want to get married? It's a total mystery. I mean, he's rich, decent looking, and probably has women throwing themselves at him. It's like Beauty and the Beast, except you're not the beauty. When you walk next to him, people on the street will probably do double takes from the shock. But seriously, why you and not Ivy? If it were her, I'd have adorable grandkids, and the family's reputation would skyrocket. But with you, yeah, not so much. It's honestly disappointing. If you'd been born a little more normal, I might have been able to celebrate this.
This is exactly why I didn't want to introduce him to you.
Well, if you're getting married, you'd have to introduce him at some point anyway, right?
I guess that's true.
But seriously, where did you even find a guy like that? Someone like you wouldn't meet a guy like him just living an average life. And even if you met at work, there's no way he'd give you the time of day. So, where'd you meet him? Don't tell me he randomly hit on you in the street or something. That'd be pretty creepy, too.
Does it really matter?
Oh, I get it now. You've been desperately swiping through dating apps, haven't you? I mean, how else could you land someone like him? There's no way you'd meet a guy like that by chance. Makes sense, though. You've always been obsessed with the idea of getting married. But hey, you should pick someone who's actually in your league. Otherwise, you're the one who's going to end up miserable after the wedding. You know what? Just let Ivy have him.
Excuse me?
She's totally into him too, and honestly, they'd make such a perfect couple. I mean, they're both attractive. It'd be like the picture-perfect couple everyone talks about. Plus, his family would probably prefer Ivy over you. She's bright and charming, while you're just plain and dull.
Stop saying ridiculous things.
No, seriously, it's the perfect match. They'd look amazing together, and his parents would totally approve. Who wouldn't prefer a beautiful, lively daughter-in-law like Ivy over someone as boring and gloomy as you?
Stop saying stuff like that.
Oh, why? It's not like you can't live on your own. But Ivy, she couldn't manage. She can't cook, can't clean, and she's just a temp worker, so it's not like she has money. That's why I've always hoped she'd marry someone with a good future and a solid income. Ivy just fits better with him than you do. I mean, they'd make such a perfect couple.
Hey, he's not some toy, you know. Don't you think it's disrespectful to him? Honestly, I'm embarrassed to even call you my family.
Oh, don't worry about it. I've never thought of you as my child anyway.
If we keep talking, this is going to turn into a fight, so can we be done? I'll send the wedding invitation by mail later.
Yeah, whatever. I'll gracefully attend your little wedding, so relax. But let me just say one thing. Just because you're getting married doesn't mean you can let your guard down. If you're not careful, someone might just swoop in and steal him right out from under you.
Hey, do you have a minute? This is sudden, but I need to talk to you about something important.
Something important?
I think we should call off the wedding.
What? What did you just say? That's a joke, right?
It's not a joke, I'm serious. The wedding hasn't happened yet, so there's still time to stop this.
Wait, what? This is way too sudden. If you're serious, then you must have a real reason, right? I can't accept this unless you explain properly.
My mom says you're not good enough, so I'm sorry, but I want to call off the wedding.
Hold on. Are you seriously saying that our entire relationship is over because of one thing your mom said?
No, it's not just that, but isn't it important for us to have our family's blessings for our marriage?
Sure, but the wedding's in less than a month. How can you say this now?
But you've said before that you don't think you'd get along with my mom, right? So I thought maybe it'd be better for both of us to end things here.
Is that really the conclusion you came to for both of us? Or is it not even about your mom? Is there something else going on?
No, it's nothing like that.
Then why are you suddenly doing this out of nowhere?
Sorry.
Sorry is going to fix this. We've been through everything together. And now you're just going to end it with a simple let's call it off?
But if we force this marriage, it won't work out, right? Wouldn't it be even worse if we got married and then divorced right away?
You're talking like a divorce is already set in stone. If that's how you felt, you should have never proposed in the first place. What was the point of me working so hard for all of this?
I struggled with this too, but I really think this is the best decision.
Fine. What about the wedding? If we cancel, we'll have to pay the full cancellation fee.
Don't worry about that, Riley. This is all on my family, so I'll make sure you're not affected. I won't come after you for any costs, so you don't have to worry.
So you're really serious about this? Feels like you don't have any feelings for me at all anymore.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. It just makes it hurt more because it feels like you're admitting it's true. Didn't your mom say she didn't like me because of how I look? Even so, I thought we'd be able to make it work at first. But then something changed. She suddenly became hostile, like she was trying to push me out.
Did she?
Still, I believed you'd stand up for me. I really thought you would. But I guess that was just wishful thinking.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I know that no matter how much I cry or beg, it won't change anything. But just tell me one thing before this ends. Was my sister the reason you decided to call off the wedding?
What?
Did you really think I didn't know? You two were sneaking around together. I've known for a long time. I just hoped I was wrong. But I guess it's true, huh? That's the kind of relationship you had?
I'm really sorry.
It's really disappointing. You and my sister, honestly. Maybe you're perfect for each other. Two losers who deserve each other.
Hey, where the hell did you go? Seriously, you're always such a hassle. I checked the waiting room earlier and you weren't there. So, where are you? I even went out of my way to come see you because I've got something important to say.
Something important?
You're not coming to the wedding today. It'd be inconvenient if you showed up. I just wanted to avoid any unnecessary drama.
What? What are you talking about? This is my wedding.
Oh, I didn't tell you, but Ivy's pregnant. And guess what? She's due any day now. Could give birth any time.
So, what does that have to do with the wedding?
Oh, it has everything to do with it. Because the father is your fiancé.
What?
Remember the day you introduced him to us? Well, after that, he and Ivy really hit it off. Next thing you know, boom, pregnant. I mean, that's just how it goes with men and women, right? Clearly, they were just meant to be.
This is unbelievable.
Honestly, we were planning to tell you sooner and get you to break things off. But then Ivy was like, wouldn't it be such a fun surprise to announce it at the wedding? You know, like something straight out of a movie. Fun, right?
Are you insane?
Oh, absolutely. So go ahead and step aside today. After all, they should make it official before the baby arrives. So yeah, the baby's coming soon. The due date is in just 7 days, so give the groom to your sister. If not, we're cutting you off. I mean, isn't that only fair? Any sister who can't be happy for her adorable little sister deserves to be disowned. Today, the bride isn't you anymore, it's Ivy. She's stepping into your shoes.
I see. I knew they were having an affair, but I didn't realize she was pregnant.
Well, that makes things simple. All the more reason to cancel the wedding, right?
It's not like I have any wedding plans anymore.
What?
Yeah, he dumped me last month. Said he didn't want to get married. Apparently his mom didn't approve.
Seriously? Well, then there's no problem at all. Guess we didn't need to worry about your feelings, huh?
Go ahead, do whatever you want. Ivy can have him.
Oh, come on, acting all tough now, huh? But just so you know, a guy like him doesn't come around often. Don't come crying to me when you regret it later. Oh, wait. That's right. You got dumped, so there's nothing to regret.
Ugh.
Poor thing. It's sad, really. Guess that's the life of someone as ugly as you. Hey, Riley. I'm really sorry things turned out like this. I really am. I didn't mean any harm. I just really wanted to have my wedding at the Ritz. And since my due date is coming up soon, you'll let me have it for your adorable little sister, right? Right? Oh, and we kept the whole pregnancy thing a secret from you. So that must have been a surprise, huh? Actually, the baby's father is Joseph, your fiancé. Sorry for taking him from you.
I see.
Huh? You're not even surprised? Did Mom already spill the beans? That's no fun. I was hoping to watch you hit rock bottom.
Your personality is really twisted.
It's not twisted. I prefer to call it strong-willed. If I want something, I take it. You can't just sit around and expect things to fall into your lap.
Well, I don't really care. After all, Joseph and I are complete strangers now. Our engagement's been over for a while, so go ahead. Marry him if you want.
Wait, seriously? I knew you'd break up eventually, but I didn't think it already happened. I mean, it's no surprise, though. His mom hated you anyway, so it was bound to happen.
Oh, so you've already met his family.
Of course, they absolutely adore me now. We had a great time trash-talking you.
When did this happen?
Let me see, not too long ago.
I see. That makes sense. I did wonder why his mom suddenly changed her attitude. Guess it was because of you.
I get that you're upset, but if you're gonna be mad, blame yourself for being plain and boring. As for me, I've got nothing but happiness ahead in life. I've got some great news. I'm sure you'll be happy for me, right? The wedding went perfectly. His mom was thrilled, and it turned out to be such a beautiful ceremony. Looks like you contacted your guests ahead of time, huh? Thanks to that, I was able to invite my friends too. Gotta say, I really appreciate how organized you are.
I see. Good for you.
Oh, and we just registered our marriage. No time like the present, right? It's better to get it done quickly, especially with a baby on the way. I'm so happy. I might be the happiest person on earth right now. Our honeymoon will be after the baby's born, but honestly, I'm fine with that. I've heard living with in-laws can be tough, but it's just his mom, so no big deal. Sorry for hogging all the happiness.
Poor you. The first step into hell, you mean?
What?
Wow, you really don't know anything, do you? Honestly, I'm so glad I didn't marry him.
Sounds like sour grapes.
It's not, because marrying that guy would have been pure hell.
What's that supposed to mean?
You know what I mean. He's a total mama's boy, completely obsessed with his mom.
Wait, what?
Every day he needs his mom to tell him which tie to wear, which handkerchief to bring, all of it. Whatever his mom says is law, and he even calls any food that's not made by her scraps. It's seriously that bad. I thought maybe he'd change after getting married. I even talked to him about it before the wedding, asking him to work on it. Well, in the end, he dumped me anyway. Sure, I was heartbroken at the time, but looking back, I'm honestly so glad I didn't marry him. I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
You're just saying that to save face.
Of course not. Besides, his mom is a whole other nightmare. She straight up said a daughter-in-law is basically a slave. She sees a daughter-in-law as just a free maid for the house. She even told me I'd have to quit my job and focus solely on taking care of the house. She even told me I'd have to take care of Joseph's grandfather, who has back problems. Who wants to do that?
Wait, what?
I never planned on quitting my job after getting married, and that's probably why she didn't like me. Then you showed up. You're so superficial. Just throw a few compliments about your appearance, and suddenly you're all in, even ready to hand over a grandkid. It's as though you're delivering her dreams right on a silver dish.
That's just your bitter imagination talking. You're just mad you lost, so you're making stuff up.
Oh, really? Then why didn't you know about Joseph's grandfather?
Oh, well, nobody ever mentioned that.
Isn't that something you'd normally bring up before marriage? But his mom learned her lesson. She mentioned the caregiving thing to me, and I refused. So this time, the plan was to marry you off without telling you.
Whatever. That's not even a big deal if you have money.
If money could solve it, don't you think they'd have put him in a care facility already? Honestly, if they were really nice, a good mother-in-law or a decent husband wouldn't just throw that responsibility onto a newlywed wife.
You're lying. Everything you're saying is a bunch of lies. You're just making it all up.
If that's what you want to believe, go ahead. It's none of my business anymore. But let me tell you one thing. I am so glad I didn't marry him. Because that guy is a walking red flag.
That's just because you're plain and nobody wants you. I'm different. I'm definitely going to be treated well, no doubt about it. I'm cutting ties with you for good. I don't need a sister like you.
Oh, really? Then let me say this. Enjoy your married life while it lasts.
What's that supposed to mean? Sounds like sour grapes to me.
Maybe, but I'd never marry into a family like that. No way. Well, good luck living your life under your mother-in-law's thumb.
What? Hold on a second.
What's up? Where'd all that confidence go? Oh, don't tell me you're scared now.
Of course not. I'm going to be happy, okay?
If you say so. Anyway, none of this is my problem anymore. Bye now. After that, Ivy married Joseph as planned. Starting the day after the wedding, she was treated like a housemaid, spending her days buried in housework from morning till night. Her husband, completely brainwashed into thinking whatever mom says is absolute, didn't side with Ivy at all. Instead, he joined forces with his mother to boss her around. Of course, her phone was confiscated. She wasn't allowed to go out freely, and even her meals were dictated by her mother-in-law. On top of that, she was forced to care for her senile grandfather-in-law, getting called on even in the middle of the night, leaving her with almost no time to sleep. Naturally, Ivy couldn't handle that life, and she ran away after just 3 days. She cried to her mom and ended up crashing back at the family home. But not long after, she suddenly went into labor. Her mom rushed her to the hospital. But guess who showed up there? Yes, Joseph and his mother. the very people she desperately tried to escape from. Ivy ended up being watched like a hawk at the hospital. They didn't even let her recover properly after giving birth. Ivy's mother-in-law straight up told her that now that she's a mom, she needs to rush back home and get back to the chores. Ivy secretly reached out to me for help, but I blocked her number completely. It's none of my business anymore. And that's the fate of Ivy's happily ever after. The same Ivy who once looked down on me.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.